If you have been farming this EN06 raid boss, standing on the platform, you may have noticed that you can no longer do that. But don't worry, today I will show you how you can keep farming the boss with an alternative method. This does not include the method in which people are able to instantly kill the shield before the robot even starts shooting at you. But this main method that I'm going to show you is a little bit more broad, a little bit more obtainable for most people. And I went through all this more specifically in my previous video on this boss. I will link that in the description if you are interested in soloing it. You will still need a couple of specific items, but it's not that difficult to obtain. I'll try to give you a quick recap here. So what are we going to need? Well, first off, let's go with the power armor. Just 1-star troubleshooters will do, and the other stars are just bonuses. You will also need a heavy gun that shoots quite rapidly with the vampire's effect on the 1-star. The other stars don't really matter too much. We are going to pair this with bullet shield under endurance and ricochet, which also deflects. This is how we can get the EN06 Guardian shield down quickly. When the shield is down, we're going to want an auto axe. Regarding the legendary effects, I'm currently using Bloodied, but you can use Furious as that is better. Executioners works really well too. Anti-armor is alright, does add a little bit of damage as far as I'm aware. On the 2nd star, you're going to want heavy hitters for that 40% power attack damage. 3rd star, strength is ideal, but not mandatory. 4th star, pounders. Extremely good, and I don't think it got nerfed with this update. Could you do any of these methods without it? Yes. There are also various food buffs like company tea and whatnot. Tasty Aguai roast is the mandatory one pretty much. With carnivore, it's going to boost your melee damage significantly. Taking one for the team, you definitely want to be on a team, preferably with a mutated fella as well. That's going to increase your damage even further if you have the perk card strength in numbers. So once you are prepared, just chuck yourself into the fight and this will pretty much be your final result. Well, not really. It's just me making fun of Bethesda and how it usually goes with new updates. A couple of bugs here and there. Anyway, getting into the actual method here. There is no setup required before you want to press the button. But after you press it, you're gonna want to get onto one of these small rings here. I think it works on all of them, but essentially you want to be as far away from the boss as possible on these small rings. I believe this is the only way to still be at the platform without getting one-shot by the electricity. And honestly, it's probably the next thing that's going to get patched as well. But with this, you essentially do what you normally would do if the inner ring still worked. Attacking the fusion cores, switching to your heavy gun, get the shield down, back to the auto axe, and you're golden. And in this example, I even got blasted down from my position. And you are able to get back up, but it's quite a precise jump. I haven't tried this method extensively, because I figured it's probably going to be the next thing that gets patched. And so I'm going to show you a couple of other methods too, that you could potentially use in case this eventually does get patched. You want to jump on top of this platform here and use an extra power armor set and place it close to the border. You can see how it briefly drops down. That right there is the lowest stage it can be at, but if you place it here, it's going to drop down to the ground. So you want it to be one stage up, and that's how you can properly place it down. And then you could take down the circuits if you want to, kind of depends on how you want to do this exactly. You could also attack the boss's fusion cores right off the bat if you want some extra damage before he spawns in, or you could just wait with the heavy gun ready to reflect damage. To just shoot either all the time or in sync with the Guardian, heal up with stim packs as you're dropping low. You could be at higher HP if you want to, it's up to you. I'm staying around 50% just for some extra damage. And once the shield drops down, you're going to want to switch to your auto axe, of course. Make sure you keep track of how much AP you have. If you're starting out attacking with low AP, you may want to pop one coffee, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you can't do this in one go, placing the power armor there again might be a little bit difficult, but you could try it, I suppose. Or you could use this method, which is difficult, but in a different way. In this case, I'm gonna assume we cannot stand on a power armor, so taking down as many circuits as possible is ideal just for that little bit of extra damage. We're gonna want to step onto this ramp, as it's going to protect us from any electricity on the floor, but we still want to be in range for his attacks so we can reflect them. You can go closer. Being closer does increase his damage towards you. I guess he hits you more frequently. At least in my experience, that's the case. That means you're going to reflect more damage towards him as well. Once the shield is completely down, keep track of your AP. You're going to want to be in first person. With your auto axe, you're going to want to hover. But make sure you don't go too low, because then you will instantly die. Make sure you also don't go too far up, because then you will miss. I think the hitbox might be bigger towards the back. Also, whenever you need to recharge AP, drop down to the floor wherever there is no electricity, and you can recharge it. Or if you want to use coffee or some Nuka, Quantum, or whatever to regen your AP, it's all up to you. But this method is definitely more difficult. And in this last clip, there is a quick showcase of me going a little bit too low on the elevation when trying to attack while using the jetpack. Anyway, I hope this was of use to you and that you will be able to use one of these methods. I would recommend the first one. And if it was useful and you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. Do comment if you know of any additional methods. I'll catch you again next time.